Hi everyone. Welcome to the Madness Collective. Having some tech issues, so that's why we're like a little 2 minutes past 7. And Antoine should be popping in any minute. But hi. I'm Crescent. This is the Madness Collective, and I usually have a co-host. He's doing things. If you're tuning in for the first time, hey again. So yes, we update the weeks, days, hours, headlines to the best of our ability because it's constantly changing. So yes, awesome, fun times. So tonight, also we're supposed to have a guest co-host, a third person, Chavez. I don't know where he is either. I don't know. Is Mercury in retrograde? I don't know what's happening. Anyway, tonight. So update regarding Mo'Nique's family chronicles, which are just like ongoing. The woman who let her 5-year-old wax women and people who want children in Alabama are freaking out. Oh my God, who saw that coming? Thanks, GOP. Anyway, also, songwriter Tiffany Red calls out some of your fave artists for stealing songwriting credits. Meanwhile, Beyonce's broke another record. Also, Beyonce has 2 Essence covers, and she dropped her new hair care line, Cecred, spelled with a C. We'll explain that. Excuse me. Also, Sis Solange is on the cover of Harper Bazaar. She looks amazing. Killer Mike is a legitimate fucking problem. Like, for real, for real. Ugh. John Oliver has an offer for Clarence Thomas that is like so good. I like hope he takes it. It'd be so awesome. We'll talk about that. The Christian nationalism plan for America is super terrifying. Are you ready for a holy war? Because you might want to get ready, okay? Excuse me. There was a time in the 1920s when a prisoner did run for president. So what Trump is doing isn't technically super new. Like it's been tried before, although he's not a prisoner yet. Also, we'll share some info about the Tuskegee Airmen. And I'm drinking Grey Goose in honor of Fonnie Willis. It's Grey Goose with some juice because I can't just drink straight Grey Goose. That's like a lot. I don't even know if anyone's in the chat. I don't know what's happening. OMG. Yeah, I can do this banner. Hi, we are the Madness Collective. And Antoine actually should be coming in like a few minutes. Oh my God, did we already like lose people because we started 2 minutes late? Where are y'all? What's going on? Where are my people at? I just need like a couple militia in the chat. It's fine. I can just keep talking. Okay, and my dog is looking at me like, what are we doing? I kind of want to, if I could sing, I would just do that just to like kill some time, but I can't do that. So nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Oh, tonight, my t-shirt, I can talk about that. It's another t-shirt from one of my faves, Lisa. Yes, it does say it's a throat it's a throat punch kind of day. It's actually been a throat punch kind of month. It's been a throat punch kind of year. I know we're just still kind of new into it, but it has been damn ridiculous. I don't know how y'all doing, but over here, shit is crazy. Okay, you know what I mean? Just trying to live. Just trying to live. Like I kind of want to start talking about topics, but I kind of want Antoine to be here when I do because that's what we do. We talk about stuff. I will say this. Where is Sarah? Sarah is texting me. Yeah, no, I can't see the chat, Sarah. I cannot see comments. So y'all are there talking to me. I can't see anything. Let's see what's going on. Huh. Technical difficulties all around. Let's see. Whoop, 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 whoop. No, I don't know, and I don't know why. See, this new platform is really something. I don't. Hmm. 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 Ah! I just want better. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Okay, I will say this. One thing that we've been talking about a lot. I wish I could see comments. I really do. One thing we've been talking about a lot is the election, obviously, and its importance, and how some people who, with this skin tone are talking about either they're not voting or they're going to vote for the crazy man who is facing 91 or 93, however many indictments, right? Like he's a criminal. He's a bully. He's a liar. And sometimes we just try and give you information to like help you understand why you should not do that. Okay, so that's a lot of what we cover. I don't know what to do. I'm maybe I'll just say, it'd be great if I could see the comments because then I could like engage with y'all, and that would be one thing. But okay, thank you for texting me, Sarah. Oh look, oh God, you guys are there. Oh, okay, Tony, I'll do that. All right, fuck it, let's go. So Mo'Nique's son reacts again. All right, so we keep talking about Mo'Nique and her son and daddy, who was Sydney, aka her husband. Gross. So Shalon, because we talked about Mo'Nique saying she was on stage with Kat, right? She was on tour with Kat. And on Monday, we were talking about her comment. Because I don't even want to repeat it because it's super trifling, but she was like, as part of her set, she was telling a story about she met this woman in the airport, this older woman, and she was like, oh, she gonna give it to me because I've been talking about my son. And she said that woman was like, fuck that nigga. It's a mess. Okay, it's a mess. Anyway, so Shalon has responded again, and I quote, "Be gone, Satan. I rebuke thee in the name of Jesus." He also said, dang, mama. I mean, I still love you though. Laughter will get me through. He captioned the clip, not on stage though, LOL. It be like that. It be like that sometimes, I guess, although it says something, so whatever. Anyway, also he did respond because they posted some stuff about him having like some mental health issues, which I know about that. He said, I guess the intelligent thing to do in assuming your son is having a mental episode. Hey, is that Chavez? Let's see if this works. I can hear you. Oh, but see, here's the thing. If I add you, I need Antoine because this is like mad complicated now. Like our whole new setup is something different. But if I add you, then it's not. It's something else. That's like I can't even see the comments. So you might just have to sit there and hang out for a second. Come on, stop that. My dog is acting up. Everybody's tripping. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's in the ether today. It just is something. Oh, well, the president was in town. So, can y'all hear? Wait, hold up. Somebody text me if y'all can hear Chavez. Go ahead, Chavez. I don't know if they can hear you. Hmm. Um, here's the thing. I'm gonna take you back out because if you're up there, then I don't know if they can. Because I don't know if they can hear you. So I don't. It's weird. No, they can't. No, they can't. So it's weird to talk to Chavez because y'all can't hear him. So Chavez hanging out there. Okay, so continuing on talking about Shalon, Mo'Nique's husband, Mo'Nique's son. Sorry, and so what he said in response to them talking about his mental health issue was he said, I guess the intelligent thing to do is in assuming your son is having a mental episode is to post personal screenshots that are 3 years old, right? In an attempt to validate some false narrative as if there's some type of receipt. You also invaded the privacy of my daughter's grandparents by posting your receipts. Neither of you should ever speak on mental health if you thought that was a good that was an idea was a good one. I mean, facts. Like, how are you dragging this child, this son's he's almost 30 or something. But anyway, like, how are you dragging his mental health issues into this conversation as if to prove like that's just trifling. Like, again, I would love for people to get healed. Like, it would just go so far. And we talked about this on Monday, but sometimes it seems like some of these comics, whew, I mean, just maybe having a therapist on speed dial. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the way to go. Also, remember that we talked about the woman who posted about having her child involved with her waxing business, right? Like 5-year old. Yes, Chavez, it was. This is awesome. Y'all can't hear him. I can hear him. It is what it is. So, anyway, she was charged with child neglect, and she will appear in court on Wednesday. So there's that. Oh, see, I have banners. There's a lot going on. I dubbed this parents who need parents because I didn't want to say like some people shouldn't have kids, but really some people shouldn't have kids. Um, they just shouldn't. So waxing is dangerous. Okay. So even like adults can burn themselves, which is just one element of why this is completely fucked up. Like, lady, what were you doing? So anyway, she's been charged with child neglect and she will appear in court on Wednesday. IVF supporters. So remember on Monday, we talked about the Alabama has decided that embryos are children because of course they are in 2024. Of course they are. So where are we at? Right. So, oh, look, Antoine is back.
Hey, are you getting an echo?
No, Jesus Lord. Chavez is in the chat, but I couldn't add him because when I did, it was just him over me. So
okay, I'll bring him in.
Okay.
What's up,
Also,
Chavez?
I couldn't see the comments. So people are in the chat, and the comments aren't coming up.
The comments are not coming up.
No.
That's something on the streaming platform.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Real quick,
Sure.
these issues we keep having, we're switching platforms again. This is not giving.
Oh, are we going back to StreamYard?
No, we're not going back to StreamYard. There's another one, and the only issue with that one is that the only reason we didn't start with that one is because that one is Mac only, and I don't have a Mac. Oh. It's the best one out of all of them that's available. So I have to buy a Mac. I have to buy a Mac Mini, and then we're going to switch over to the other one. So that'll be at the end of the month. Okay. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
At any rate.
Wait, but here's the thing. I did see on StreamYard, you can now stream to IG. So I don't know. I was going to ask you if we could do that with this one, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, you can stream to IG. You can't stream to IG and YouTube at the same time because their formats are different. IG is portrait mode.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are landscape. So
I wondered how they were making that happen. So okay, got it.
Okay. So what did you talk about for the whole fucking 10 minutes I was gone?
Here's the thing is I could see Chavez and he was talking to me, but of course people couldn't hear him. So it's been fun. It's been great. So just the first couple of where we go. Just the quick updates. I mentioned Mo'Nique and what her son said be gone, Satan. I rebuke thee in the name of Jesus. That was
right.
Yeah. And then the woman who had her 5-year-old waxing women's vajayjays, she has been arrested.
Wax on, wax off.
That's no. Ew,
mighty kid up in here. Wax on, wax off. Mr. Miyagi.
God. So, and then I switched to Alabama, just that quick update. So in Alabama, as like I said, they decided embryos were children. And so now some people who are ready to transfer some embryos, like, you know, and this is a process, and I only know this because I froze my egg. So you're injecting yourself with hormones, like literally, it's like a month-long process, at least for that part. And then you go for the egg extraction. So people who were ready to go in to have their embryos transferred, that's just been canceled. So that money, time on hold, right? Also, the university.
It's probably going to end up being a situation where it's going to become really expensive because there's going to be an exorbitant amount of insurance that's going to have to be paid in case something happens. Mm-hmm. It's literally going to be life insurance. You get what I'm saying? Wow. Life insurance for frozen embryos. They're going to have to pay for that, and that's going to be passed on to the consumer. So yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't like it was cheap. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it had become a little bit more affordable than it had been. But, yeah, it's still, like, money being, still cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys are in a chat, please just chat amongst yourselves. You know, I guess we'll see the comments later. Because I still can't see them.
Because, look, it's like last week happened, then this thing happened tonight, which may not have been their fault with our initial issue. But this has never happened where the fucking comments don't show up. That's new. And that has nothing to do with us on this end.
No.
So, yeah.
And I don't even know, I don't know if we ended the broadcast and came back in. But I don't know if we want to do that. So
yeah, I'm scared to do that. So, yeah.
Sorry. Welcome to the Madness Collective. Yay! Hey, Chavez. Welcome back. Welcome back, Chavez.
Yo.
Also, I wanted to add that so the University of Alabama has announced that doctors will not be doing any more IVFs, right? Like they've canceled treatments, which is what I was saying.
Mhm.
Also, people are now trying to figure out if they need to move frozen embryos to another state, right? So again, fleeing the state in which you live because Handmaid's Tale. Also, attorneys are warning that divorce settlements that call for frozen embryos to be destroyed may now be void. And then the last thing I want to mention about this is that the Alabama Chief Justice, who was, spearheaded this crazy ass decision, he wrote in the decision that destroying life would incur the wrath of a holy God. That's in the opinion, right? Like that's okay. Separation of church and state. What the fuck is that? Right. There we go. All right. So moving on to music industry. And Antoine, I'm actually really curious, like your thoughts on this. So Tiffany Red is a
real quick.
Sure.
I'm looking. I have a separate window open, so I'm looking at the comments.
Okay.
So I'll read some comments from time to time.
Oh, what a fun night!
So we got that going. And also for Tiffany Red, you can go ahead and explain her. I think I'm going to be able to play some portions of the two clips. So
okay.
Let me say this real quick too.
Go ahead,
I'm proud of the two of you. You're actually like the Wonder Twins. You guys are working with this situation and making it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have been at this for a while, so there's that, right?
Yeah. True. This is true.
And I did say it was a throat punch kind of day. I did say that. That is what my t-shirt says. So yeah.
Tony says she's been ad-libbing her ass off. That's what she's been doing.
I started going through a whole conversation about mental health, but I was like, I'm not ready to do that with y'all right now.
We in this bitch.
Oh God! Mind you, like Sarah's texting me like we're in here, and I'm like, I can't see y'all.
Yeah, Tony's in here, Dion's in here, Sarah's in here, Karen's in here, Catherine's in here. Who else? Bilal is in here. Ife is in here. Ernest is in here.
Melissa.
Yeah. It's a lot of people in here.
Okay, this is not usually how it goes. So come back on Friday, but we still gonna keep going though. Okay, we still gonna keep going. So okay.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm from 79th and Marshfield, so it got a little bit ghetto. It got just a little bit ghetto because I'm on the show.
This your fault, Shabazz?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm from the Wild Hundred, so it's go stay lit.
Okay, so maybe the Midwest just got because Indiana in the house, so it just maybe we just all should go back to the Midwest.
Too much Midwest. That's what it is. Too much Midwest on one platform at one time.
That's what it is. Okay. All right. So Tiffany Red, who is a songwriter. I've never heard of her before, but that doesn't mean anything. Whatever. Anyway, so she called out artists who received credit for writing a song that when they factually didn't partake in the writing process. That's a quote. So she said Tamar, Zendaya, 7th Streeter, taking percentages that weren't rightfully theirs. Then she called out Beyonce to modernize her music business practices, right? So she said Beyonce exploits Black songwriters and puts their livelihoods in danger. So her examples are, I'm quoting, I talked to somebody yesterday who's the manager of somebody who's a writer and producer on Renaissance. The record is one of y'all's faves. The song was written 6 years before it got to Beyonce. She got 25% of that song. So that means the songwriter got 75%. However that, I don't know what happens with his 75 or her 75, but Beyonce took 25%. Okay. So then she said, I spoke to another writer who wrote and sang on one of y'all favorite songs. Credit not right. His business all fucked up. Beyonce was on tour last year with that record with that person's vocals. The reason why people who work for Beyonce don't talk is that because they're on NDAs. Because that's how she works. She silences people so that nobody speaks, okay? She did say, I hope that for Act 2, Beyonce will pay songwriters a songwriter fee and master points and not take publishing or songwriting credit on any songs that she did not write.
Go ahead.
No, Chavez, you go first.
She's Beyonce. So what I'm going to say is, more than and to be fair, I've heard this in the past. I've heard that happens in the past. Okay. But to be fair, I'm almost certain that she just doesn't. And I'm not 100% certain, but I'm almost certain she doesn't just take the song as is. I'm assuming that she may make some type of adjustments, add a word here, add a word there. You make it a little bit more her own.
A little bit,
Make it a little bit more her own. So if I'm about to get paid off of I don't mind getting 75%. I mean, I don't mind getting 75% off of that's personally.
Because now you have that credit, right? Like you can be like, I wrote for Beyonce, like I have a song on a track.
That's personal.
And I really do want to hear your opinion on this, Antoine, because I was, and again, because I don't look, y'all know I love Beyonce. Okay, love Bey. Not saying she's not above, right? Not saying she's not above critiques or criticisms or whatever,
right?
So never that. And I do, obviously at this stage in her career, it's not like she needs the money, but I was curious about the perspective from a creative standpoint to exactly what Chavez said, right? Like you get a song.
Right.
So if you maybe you add a lyric or, do so you kind of, change it up even slightly.
Right.
What then? I don't know. So
this has become commonplace in the industry because of the fact that profit is dwindling and artists are trying to maintain that status, even though they can't make money selling records anymore. You got to make money touring. So any little bit you can get to maintain the status quo, you try to do it. But I want to state very clearly, I am not confirming that Beyonce is doing this. Other artists do it though. And I think it's wrong. It's tantamount to someone signing a contract against their own self-interest. It's almost like, well, yeah, Harvey, fingered you, but he put you on in the industry. So now you're doing movies with Steven Spielberg. You had to endure some bullshit. I don't think people should be beholden to contracts that go against their own self-interest. Somebody does that to you and then they make you sign an NDA. That's not right. If you didn't write the song, you shouldn't get credit for it. And what I don't like about it is, if you are an excellent artist, you stand for excellence. Mm-hmm. You clearly asked this person to participate in your project because you recognize excellence in them. You already have a career. You already have money in the bank. Writers don't make what performers do these days because you can't sell records. They only get money from performance royalties, meaning like ASCAP. If you listen to something in a jukebox, all of that is tabulated, and the writers get publishing. The writers get paid publishing from that. So that little bit that they get, these artists are taking that from them, and part of it is it helps to maintain the facade that somebody is a triple threat. Oh, you could write, you could dance, you could sing, you can act, you can do all these things, when in fact you can do everything but write your own song. And so
go ahead. Well, I'm just saying, I know what some people like when you look at a Beyonce, the liner notes, like album notes, it's mad people credit it for like a whole, especially when she's sampling stuff.
They are, but you don't know the split is what this person, what Tiffany is talking about, is the split. You got people whose names are on a song and they're getting paid 3% off of that. So even though your name is, even though your name is on it, and a lot of people are saying, well, you should be happy that she wanted you to be on the project. It's like, well, if she is doing this, she should be happy you wanted to be on the project. It's mutually beneficial. And the thing that's scary is that you have these people in these positions that have all this money, and that's not enough. Let these writers get their shine. I don't like it. And the fact that if you have to have motherfuckers you working with creatively sign NDAs, to me, something is wrong with your process.
I will say this.
To me, something's wrong with your process.
To clarify, Tiffany Red has not worked with Beyonce. And she says she has deliberately not, because she's heard about her business practices. I will say this. Honestly, the NDA part bothers me less, just because you never know how somebody gonna behave down the road. Like that part actually does not bother me.
Well, here's the difference though. This NDA is specific, so you don't get to speak on the fact that the artist took part of your writing credit. So it's very specific. It's not an all-encompassing NDA. Obviously, if you work with Beyonce, you can't go out running your mouth about her process and all these other things. But again, I'm not saying she's doing this. We're just entertaining because this, to me, it's kind of bogus that Tiffany is speaking on it, because if you're throwing out numbers and shit, Beyonce knows the person who you're speaking of. If that were the case,
you gotta be still. Like there's something crackling somewhere.
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't like that she's exposing people who sign the NDAs, because if you make them sign the NDA, all you got to do is put 2 and 2 together. You know who you worked with on Renaissance and what they signed, so she shouldn't be speaking on it if those other people agreed to it. But so, yeah, I don't think it's fair. Just be honest. Why can't we just be honest about who contributed what?
I want to ask, so she says typically she gets 80% and whoever she's written for gets 20, which I imagine that 20 isn't going straight to the artist. I'm sure that 20 is being divided up between whomever, and probably same with the songwriter, right? Because they have a manager sometimes, whatever. So is it that...
Hold up, Crescent. No, that's not how songwriting works. Your manager does not get a cut of your publishing royalties.
Okay.
That's separate. That's separate. If you write a song, you get a royalty from it because you wrote the song. If you wrote 100% of the song, you get 100% of those publishing royalties. Your manager doesn't get a cut of that. And this is the thing. There are managers. This shit is crazy. Teddy Riley was in the group Guy, and he hooked up with this guy named Gene Griffin. Gene Griffin managed him. Gene was a shyster. At some point, Gene started making Teddy put his name down as a writer so that he got publishing rights. And in the end, Teddy got fucked over because My Prerogative has Gene Griffin down as a writer. Gene does not write songs. So this has been going on for a long time. Yeah. So yeah, if you wrote the song, you're supposed to get the credit. But yeah, it's a dirty game. It's been a dirty game from, payola, all this shit. But, creatively it's stagnating. It's scary when you think about it, because you even have artists out here. You have people who will post their music on YouTube, and then an artist will purchase it outright. And then when they release the song, they now have the right to say that they made the song, when in fact somebody else created that. But in those cases, at least the person gets a large payout, in a chunk of money in some way. But they have to sign to say that they can't run around telling people, hey, I know Future said he helped produce this song, but here's my YouTube video showing that I clearly did it. You can't do that. So yeah.
So last thing I want to ask about it, because we're still kind of harkening back to what Chavez said, is it the case that what would be most fair, obviously, is the songwriter gets 100%. But would it be better if it's a split is 90-10? Like, because again, to Chavez's point, like if you as a singer add a little more razzle dazzle to it, or like change a couple of things like here and there. So is it more so just like what the percentage split might be?
Yeah, to me, because the notorious Puff Daddy is guilty of this. They said Puffy would come in and say, put a cowbell on, stanza number 32, and that motherfucker giving publishing credit to Janice Combs. Yeah. Like his mama wasn't in the studio, and Puffy, he's known for doing this. So but I agree. If you are working with Beyonce, she's gonna put some stank on it. She gonna put some Beyonce stank on it, and she deserves to be compensated for that. But when somebody is writing the bulk of a song, I don't care what ad libs you added to it, that don't equal 30%. If somebody's writing all the lyrics, she could personalize it. And I hate the fact the next time we gonna have to pick one of the other artists that she named, because I hate continuously saying, if Beyonce, because somebody go take a clip of that and say, nigga, the Beehive is coming for you. You was coming after the queen. I am not. This is hypothetically speaking, based on what Tiffany is saying.
They can't come for you because Crescent is a known member of the Beehive. So
thank you. Antoine in there too. He just might not be as loud about it as me and Danielle are. And I'm
an associate. My rent was paid late that month, so clearly I'm tangentially in the Beehive as well. Shit, I still look. The other day I was like, how the fuck she finna go on tour again? I still got that silver fucking shirt in my closet that I can't do shit with. Like, I had to buy an outfit. I had to buy the tickets. I had to pay $80 for parking. I had to buy spray paint for my shoes because I ain't had no money left. I had to spray paint some shoes silver in order to look right at the goddamn concert. And here she is again, about to send niggas into bankruptcy. Can you give us a 2-year break, Beyonce, in between acts? Because I can't afford you. I'm hoping you release a movie for this one because I don't know if I'm going to make it. I might have to just go to the theater.
So, Antoine, that's why I wore my visor and my t-shirt, because I was like, we gonna get some fucking more wear out of this, okay? Because I don't know what the outfit. I don't know what the outfit's gonna be for Act 2. I don't know yet.
Oh, now look. Now I'm gonna tell you.
We gonna move on. I promise.
If I make it to that concert,
yes,
I'm gonna be snatched. I'm gonna wear some tight ass jeans, a white tank top, and a badass cowboy hat with some fucking cowboy boots, representing the roots of all of it.
Wait.
Show out.
What about some homage to Prince with some ashless chaps?
Oh no, I can't do.
Shabazz, you with me, right?
that ass gonna be tight though. You gonna know it's tight through them jeans. Y'all remember that country song? Good Lord, I love that lady wearing tight fitting jeans.
Yep. Hilarious. He said he gonna be snatched. He said snatch.
Yes, snatch.
I hope y'all having fun in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's saying now Cressy can breathe. They were saying go out and come back in.
Damn.
How is it? We see the comments and they don't. It's the platform. It's the platform's fault.
EVMUX. Okay, moving on. Still talking about Beyonce though, but in good news that she's done. So meanwhile, Beyonce continues to break barriers. She became the first Black woman to reach #1 on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart. She also made history this week as the first woman to have topped both Hot Country Songs and Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs list. So that happened.
Let me tell you something right now. That extreme right going crazy right now.
Oh yeah, they mad.
That far right going crazy right now.
They don't know nothing but to be mad. That's all they know. That's all they know is how to be angry. So, okay. And they call us angry, but moving on, but still with Beyonce. So also she has a double cover for Essence. Her hair care line is now available, Cecred, Cecred. It's on there. She also talked about battling psoriasis when she was younger. So she said the way the name came about was she took the end of her name, CE, and then she made it the beginning of the word Cecred to create Cecred with CE. Anyway. Also,
she's so country for that. She was so country for that.
Yeah. It's a little bit. Also, just in this Essence article, Tina's looking fire. I mean, of course, Beyonce looks great, but I love when I see Tina. I'm just like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, she just looks great, which I love.
Yeah. We go show the people.
Are we?
I think. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So before we move on. This is Linda Martell. Okay. She was the first Black woman to chart on the Billboard Country chart.
Oh, how about that?
Her song was released in 1969, and it was a country version of the Winston song, Color Him Father. Are y'all familiar with that song?
Absolutely not.
It's a beautiful song. So the song is called Color Him Father, and it's about, boy, they used to write good songs. The song is about a woman who has 7 children, and her husband dies in the Vietnam War. And she thought she would never find love again. She meets this man, falls in love, and he becomes a stepfather to all her children. And the little boy, the song is from the little boy's perspective, and he's basically explaining he can't believe this man took on all this and brought love to his mother's life. And now he's saying, I'm going to color him father. Like, I'm going to look at this man as my father because he's showing me how to fish and do all these other things. And it's a beautiful song.
Oh, wow.
That's where they stole Claudine from. I got it now.
Yes. Man, you know what? I didn't even make that connection, Chavez. It is a song version of Claudine. So so that song, the Winston's version came out in 1969, and you know they were gangster back in the day. You release a hot song, another motherfucker will release their version 2 months later.
True.
So her version came out in 1969 as well, and it actually peaked at number 22 on the Billboard Country chart. She also is the first Black woman to play the Grand Ole Opry. So,
wow.
There's some history there. And she spoke. She grew up. She's the daughter of a preacher and a sharecropper. And so all she listened to was country growing up. And she started an R&B group with her family, the members of her family. It didn't go too well. She didn't find much success there. And then they rebranded her, gave her a different name. And then she did that remake, and it did pretty well. She dropped a couple singles after that. It didn't do as well, but she also spoke on how fucking racist that audience was. It was even happening back then. She said they would call her nigger and shit while she was performing. She said it was difficult. So I just wanted to make sure. I meant to mention her last week, but we had technical difficulties then.
Didn't want to use racism. Ain't nothing new.
Yeah. So didn't want to move into, Beyonce's success without paying homage to those that came before. I'm sure Beyonce at some point is going to mention this woman at some point, maybe on tour, but she's a musicologist, but I haven't heard anybody mentioning her, and I think that needs to.
No, thank you for mentioning. Yeah, this is what the Madness Collective does when we're not having, tech issues. That's just one thing. But we tell y'all about shit y'all didn't know about, okay? So
we do have all the pictures from Essence though, so you can talk. And I'm gonna go through the slides.
Good, because I too pulled up the live chat on my phone, so I'm gonna see. So I don't know who Catherine Sublette is, but welcome. Sorry, it's a little hectic tonight, but hey, I don't. This is somebody that you might know because she said Antoine's music knowledge is deep. It is. It really is. So then also Karen says she thought about going into the music industry, but she said, at one point I thought about going into entertainment law. Sounds like a pool full of sharks. Sarah said I got 75% on it. She got jokes. Danielle said that's why I hate when people single out blame specific artists as if they create the music business process. She also said she still wears her silver boots and other Renaissance accessories.
This picture does not look like Beyonce. It's a strange.
It really doesn't.
It's a beautiful picture, but it looks almost closer to it almost looks like what's Stevie J's baby mama of Love and Hip Hop?
Jocelyn?
No, the other one, the first one
Mimi,
before her.
Mimi.
It's giving something. It's somebody she looks like here, and I can't put my finger on it. But
you know what I do appreciate though, because I mean, this is probably the case for like women, but I'm just gonna talk about Black women. Is our ability, like for our face, you can look different, right? Like as you start to age in certain ways that you're like, oh, even another layer of beauty. Look at that. Hey.
Yeah. I don't think they altered it in any way, but she is older now. So, but it's beautiful nonetheless. It just looks different from what I'm used to seeing from her.
Yeah. Bilal said he's on YouTube on his phone and his Fire Stick watching the show. I know that's right. Thank you, Bilal.
Right. Thank you.
Right. So Danielle said, I told y'all they're holding secret meetings to keep Beyonce out of Nashville. Oh my God. Also, Karen said she's been enjoying the TikTok dances of Beyonce's song. I mean, yeah, there's like a different everybody has their own like dance for this. So it'll be interesting what ends up coming
these line dances they're doing?
It's just on TikTok. People are like,
it's a mixture because it's a country song. Our white brothers and sisters, because we do have white brothers and sisters who appreciate us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of line dancing, and then you got some people to kind of combine. It really is bringing people together.
It really is.
People, it really is, because people across the board like her, and when she, she's breaking into something different, those fans who already like her, like, oh my gosh, she's singing that, something that I'm familiar with. So this should be a celebration more than anything else.
And then I don't know if you guys saw the Irish guys doing they were doing their like kind of traditional Irish dance to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's really dope. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting everybody for these tickets. I just so that I'm just.
No, it won't be any fighting. Like you just may as well get prepared to like either put your car up, get a second mortgage. sell blood,
Plasma,
whatever you got to do.
Plasma's going for a lot these days.
Yeah. I mean, I got some eggs in the freezer, but I need those, so never mind. Anyway,
I went to on the tour. I went on the run too. I went to on the run too at the Rose Bowl last minute, probably a couple of days before the show. And the tickets I got, they had the double runways. So it was like the stage, but then they had the runway.
Danielle and I were at that show.
So I wanted to get as close as possible. So I got the seats right next to the runway.
Okay.
And those tickets were like $540 a piece.
Then
back then.
Right then, yeah.
So and I've heard of what the tickets were now, so I can only imagine what.
Look, nigga, them tickets for Renaissance for where you said, no.
Oh yeah.
Okay, moving on. So there's 8 pieces. It's called Foundation Collection and Cecred. There's a shampoo, scalp scrub. Also, there's a lot. It's 8 pieces. But Danielle actually was like trying to be like, okay, I don't want to give Beyonce any more of my money. But she said she read the ingredients and they're really like plant based and like just kind of healthy. So might be something to check out.
Yeah, it makes a huge because I have I used to have a really I mean you don't get rid of it. I have seborrheic dermatitis. And oh my God, when you find a product that works, it takes so long to find one that works. My sister turned me onto a product about a year or so ago that really worked really well. But I used to use Nizoral shampoo, all these other things, and they work minimally. So whenever something new comes out, particularly I'm telling you, I will be trying this product. I will be trying this product out.
Antoine.
Yeah.
Where's the hair that you're gonna be? I'm trying. Trying to see the hair. I don't see any hair up. I'm trying to see where you about.
The dermatitis is on my skin, not on my hair. So.
Okay. I thought the Beyonce product was hair. Okay, my bad.
It is Beyonce. This line is hair, but he's just talking about I think just generally product that you find.
For instance, people, a lot of people, even if you don't have hair, if you have a skin condition, even if you shave your head, your scalp can still flake because a lot of times it's either a fungal situation or it's all kinds of other things. So, a lot of people without hair still use Head and Shoulders or T-gel because it treats their scalp, this underlying problem.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this is Aveda, and just to let y'all know.
Okay? Oh, I love Aveda. Yeah. They had one that I used to use that was peppermint. It had a peppermint scent to it. Oh, I love Aveda.
Yes. Okay, so just on this country, then we're gonna move on to Solange. Ernest said, country singer Maren Morris, is that how you say her name? Called out historical Black women country singers in her acceptance speech at the CMAs. So that's
great.
We like that. Okay, so Solange,
sister. My favorite. I actually like her more than Beyonce.
That's fair.
Oh, you can't say shit like that on the show, nigga. They will come shoot you.
I'm sorry. I'm a Solange fan. I'm sorry.
I like Solange too.
I do too. Let me just say that. So, she's graced the cover of Harper's Bazaar March issue, and she talked about a lot of her projects.
She's giving me Angela Rye right there.
Shit, they look like sisters. I've always thought that they look like sisters.
Oh. I had not seen that, but yeah, okay. So she says that as part of the article, she's like, a lot of my projects are about asking questions. She did a recent performance art piece in the art gallery in New South Wales. She said she stood in space and was completely still and in silence. And the whole performance challenged viewers to sit with their uncomfortableness and observing her not moving, singing, or slaying. So she opens up about her lonely teenage years, how she's evolved as an artist. And, she says she spent the bulk of her teenage years touring, and she was around a lot of adults. And so she often felt very isolated. So, yeah, talks about all that.
Yeah. I think I mentioned this on the show before. Solange and Beyonce, if I'm not mistaken, have the distinction of being the only sisters that both have #1 albums. Because The Seat at the Table was #1. And Beyonce, I think, has had multiple albums. So they're always breaking records.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chavez.
No, so she just came out and stared at people.
Yes.
I don't know if she stared at them, but she was sitting there not doing anything.
Hey, look, I don't think she came out and just looked up at the ceiling. Like, I think she came out and probably was looking at people, making people like Antoine's looking right now. Like exactly how she came out. Like,
it's such a Solange thing. Like when I read it, I'm like, yes, I can totally see her doing this.
Yeah.
Just looking at people like, just take it in, bitch. Take in all that is Solange knows, bitch.
Oh God.
Be in it. Live in it. Swim in it. Get into it.
Yes.
I can see it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, I love her creativity always. So, okay, moving on to still music industry, but somebody who is a huge fucking problem, Killer Mike. So, a couple videos floating around. So y'all know he was on The View. We've talked about him recently because he been a bunch of issues. Like I said, he was on A View and Sonny was asking him about like your support for Governor Kemp and like you didn't support Stacey Abrams. And he was like, you ain't about to sit in my face, call me a lie. That's not accurate. Nigga, you problematic. Okay. So one of the videos is he's talking about how his solution for child support. Off the bat, you got a group of black men sitting in a barbershop talking to fucking RFK Jr. Right? I don't care. I don't give a fuck what is being said. This is already bad. Okay. But we shall continue. So he says and he kept saying if a boy gets a woman pregnant, like the use of his vocabulary right there was bothering the shit out of me. But he said if the mother receives temporary assistance for needy families, then the father, there should be a federal requirement that he go into a trade program. So if she's getting federal funds, then he should go into a trade program for 2 years, right? And then that solves the child support problem and it solves our infrastructure problem because he learned after 2 years he has a trade. And then he said, and then there's another incentive that if you get married after those 2 years, then you can get like, zero financing on housing. And there's other like kind of like the GI Bill. So there's an element of it where you're like, okay, this doesn't sound completely unreasonable, but at the same time it is. So, and he thinks this can be accomplished by executive order. So,
did he say something about they have to be married or get married or?
You don't have to get married, but if you do get married after the 2 years, there's an incentive. There's additional incentives
that's when you get. If you get married, you get the low interest rate on a home loan. It's predicated on that.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
I when I read first off, it's ridiculous. A person should need a financial incentive to fucking take care of their children. That's ridiculous. Secondly, where do I sign up? I'm ready to get somebody pregnant. If you go pay for me to go to school and give me a low interest loan on a fucking house, I will get a bitch pregnant and I will marry her as we will have a sexless marriage. We will have that piece of paper. We'll live happy because I live in California. Shit. You giving a gay nigga an incentive to get a bitch pregnant. That's what you're doing.
Spread the seed. Hey, you should get that on the t-shirt. You should get that on the t-shirt. Hey, put that on the t-shirt.
So, a couple things about his plan, his solution is: what if you get 2 or 3 other women pregnant, right? Like during this time, like what? Like there's just elements of this, and I'm just like, sir,
you learn multiple trades, and you have multiple homes. I'm in.
Sure. Carpenter, electrician, and plumber.
Who finna fuck me and get a house?
Triple threat. You got triple threat.
Also, and Danielle somebody said, so basically indentured servitude with a remix. In essence, that's how I'm taking it. Also, in my opinion, how about we advocate for better resources for the community, right? Like advocate for better schools, more support for families regarding counseling, food, advocate for like more resources for affordable housing. Because now you got a woman, girl, whomever it is, pregnant, trying to mess with a baby for 2 years. Where is the dude, right? While he's off in trade school and you getting some fucking low income fucking payments. Y'all act like that's a whole bunch of money to live on. Like, what the fuck? Your plan is very male centered because like, let's take care of the nigga and the woman can figure it out for 2 years. I don't like him at all. So, and I just, again, and RFK Jr. sitting there like, okay. He ain't gonna be president. He's not. Ugh. Okay. Then the other video was way worse. So I think this is from his Netflix show. Antoine, did you get a chance to like investigate like where this footage was coming from?
No, I didn't care to find out where it came from after I viewed it. I didn't want to go nowhere near it.
Fair, and I didn't either.
Can I say something? I just want to say this.
Sure.
I love my brothers and sisters in the South. I do. There are just some people who have certain trains of thought that I think that are kind of from a time in the past that they haven't caught up with, current times. And while Killer Mike is a very intelligent brother, and I do love some of his music, it's just sometimes it just doesn't. The gears don't really turn all the way with some of the things that we propose.
Because I will tell you, I will say this, and to that point, Chavez, like there is some people just do have an innate intelligence, right? Like they legitimately do, right? But without a certain, I don't even say structure to it, because I'm not saying you need to have gone to school, but reading, right? Like taking in more resources, information to help continue to evolve your intelligence, right? Like to expand it and to just get all these different perspectives. No, motherfuckers are like, I'm smart and I've been successful in these areas, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about all the time. No, you don't, right? Like again. The person in our chat who wanted to say I was uneducated, motherfucker, 2 degrees, 2 Ivy League degrees, okay? But even I will say, I don't know everything by any stretch of imagination, right? So I wouldn't even sit here to even say, oh, I think this is the best way to do this. Like, I would like, let's hear from people who are actually in this space, okay? So, and you just, you live in a certain neighborhood and you observe certain things, but your approach is missing a lot. Let me say that. And then it gets worse.
It's definitely, I'll give you an example. When we had the episode, the one where all the trolls showed up in the comments.
Fonny.
The Fonny episode.
Fonny drink Grey Goose.
I don't know if y'all recall, but I talked the least in that episode out of all 3,000 episodes we've ever done. The reason, because I'm not a lawyer. I let you and Sarah talk most of the episode because I don't like speaking on shit I don't know anything about. I mostly ask questions. I was like, what are their incomes? Why didn't they assume that, I had questions, but I let y'all talk more than I could because I'm not well versed in lawsuits and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think, here's what I'll say. I don't think Killer Mike is a bad person. I think he's arrogant and has become really full of himself. His ideas aren't mean-spirited. I think if he brought that idea to someone who had the resources, they'd be able to tell him, hey man, that's a really crazy idea. Your heart is in the right place. The part that's right is the incentive, but connecting it with the birth of a child is where you're going left of field. How do we give all the boys incentive to start going back to school like the women are doing?
But I will say,
yeah, I agree.
What I will say too is this though: how about we just advocate for not getting someone pregnant? Like, can we start with 2 individuals, and how do we better the lives of Black and brown women and men?
This is what I'm saying about advocate for better resources in your community. Okay, right? Like childcare services, again, counseling, right? Like if you're talking to children at certain ages, then they're gonna have a better idea of like, oh, this is how babies are made. Oh, if a baby comes and it costs this much, you know what I mean? Like just
they start that shit too late. They need to teach them sooner now.
They absolutely do, but also into both your points, like, trade school is a great lane. That's a great path, right? That should be talked about more in high school. But equally, how you can, if you decide if you want to go to college, this is how we can do this, right? Like that's where the resources needs to go. So, but again, because I got this other clip that's circulating, and he did have a documentary on Netflix, and I think that's where this was coming from.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So this clip, because we're not going to show the clip, right? So I'll just explain what's happening in it.
Okay.
With the boys.
I actually, you know what? Go ahead and talk a little. I'm gonna try and bring it up. Okay. I'm gonna try my best to bring it up. Just preface it.
Okay.
Let me pull this. Okay.
Well, because I wrote it out so that just in case. So it starts out. There's He's in a classroom, and they look to be about what, like 6, 7-ish. They don't look like
Mhm.
kindergarten, maybe 7, 8 at the most. Okay, so there's two black boys that you see, and there's like a little white boy, young white girl. Like it's a good mix, but I just saw like the two young black boys. So there's young white boy says he wants to find a cure for cancer. He wants to make a rocket that can go to like the sun. And then Killer Mike goes to the black boy, and he was like, "So what do you want to do?" And he says the black boy says, "I want to be a president." And he continues to try. He starts to try and say something else, and Killer Mike cuts him off and says, he's like, "So you said you want to be a president?" Right? And so then the white boy raises his hand. So Killer Mike goes back to him, and then that little boy says, "Oh yeah, I want to be a scientist. I want to make a potion to make my family be superheroes." And then what's funny is when he says that, the little black boy that's right next to the white boy he kind of had this look on his face. Like he was like, "Really, dude?" And then Killer Mike now goes back to the first black boy that said he wanted to be president. And he says this, and I quote, "You owe your parents not to dream big. You owe it to your parents to dream practical and start making money as soon as you can."
And I'm trying to find a cure for cancer. And I'm going to make a rocket that can go into the sun.
What do you want to be, Ron?
A president, and I will make
You want to be a president? Yes, Mason.
I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be a scientist, remember?
Yes.
And I'm going to make this potion that will make my whole family superheroes.
You owe your parents
Look at his face.
not
Look at
to
his face.
dream big. You know, you owe it to your parents to dream practical and start making money as soon as you can. Like, you're not going to be able to be president.
Oh,
Do
wow.
you guys know what a carpenter is?
Yeah. Yes, my dad worked for a carpenter, and now he has his own thing. A scientist.
So,
No, wait. So
I need to stop it for playing.
I know.
Okay. It doesn't want to stop.
So the looks on the face of those two black boys, I want to fight Mike with every fucking fiber in my body. Like how dare you look in this black boy's face and tell him he can't be president? How fucking dare you? Like that's just insane to me. You don't know this boy's life. You don't know who his parents are. We had a black.
I thought it was a sketch. I was like, these kids are actors. They're in on the joke. I just can't believe this was allowed. I can't believe he allowed somebody to film him doing this. Like, it's crazy.
Well, the reason that I feel like it's a sketch as well is because if you listen to his speech, in his speech when he won the Grammys, he spoke about how dreaming, the little kid in you that dreamed of being or doing whatever, you have to keep that. Like his speech spoke to how you have to keep the dream alive. So
yeah,
for him to say that, if it's not a sketch, then he's hypocritical.
So
it has to be I'm gonna go out on a limb here. We have to be taking this out of context. This had to be something that was done in a comical way during his documentary. I want to at least give him that much credit. I need to watch it. It's out of context. I need to see the whole thing.
Antoine, she's trying to shake you right now. If she was standing in front of you, she would shake you like this.
So one of the women who shared it said she watched that entire episode, and she was like,
"Okay."
She didn't say it was a
it's
sketch.
For real.
She said it. She was like, "I don't even want to actually comment anymore about it because it made me so fucking angry." So, and I'm surprised though that it's just now circulating. This shit came out in 2019, and Tony said, "Y'all want it to be a skit because you don't want to believe that he's that much of an asshole." I have no trouble believing he's that much of a fucking nigga. Like, how again dare you? Wait, whoa, because that was my son. Oh, me and Mike gonna have words after I saw that footage. I also would have been like, who the hell let this man in this classroom to tell my son he can't be president? You little fat fuck. Like, are you serious? Go ahead, Sorry.
She's activated.
Exactly.
You out here getting to be a rapper and follow your dreams, but my son can't follow his. Okay. Yeah. How about you put down that Twinkie? How about that? How about you figure out how to lower your cholesterol? How about you dream on that?
Oh my God.
Damn. I ain't had a Twinkie since I was in like elementary school. I ain't had a Twinkie since the 80s. Damn.
Nigga, I had three zingers 2 nights ago. I couldn't resist.
I really do not like to go there and talk about somebody's weight because I get it. Some people
the transparency. The transparency and the truth being shared on this show.
The icing. Oh, so good. It was so good.
To your point, Antoine, activated because I do not like to talk about somebody's weight, but he ain't all bets are off with that dude.
Zingers. Oh my God.
Right. So I can't.
Those kids were adorable though. Particularly what's funny is, we can't take for granted all kids don't react that way to that question. Those were precocious youth. Like, those 3 kids might change the world. A lot of kids who ask them that question, they don't know fucking answer. And a lot of little black kids is gonna be, some with sports or a rapper, because, but yeah, they was dreaming bigger than I ever did at that age. I was impressed. Yeah, I didn't like him.
I'd have been like, I want to be a butcher at Moo and Oink. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a butcher at Moo and Oink.
Well, I will say this though: kids are exposed to so much more, and although given their age, I don't think they were alive actually when Barack was president, but I'm sure they are aware that there was a black president. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, it isn't like it's something that's completely out of like fucking left field. Like that did happen, right? So. And this other woman who was commenting, she was like, my nephew changes his mind about what he wants to be every day. Like it's something different every day. Right? Yeah, but that's that age, right? The little white boy was like, I'm gonna be a scientist, I'm gonna cure cancer, I'm gonna build a rocket, right? Like, and you're encouraging that. You're like, oh, okay, but to the black boy, you need to figure out a trade. You need to learn how to be a carpenter.
And to be fair, ain't nothing wrong with being a carpenter, but if that's not what you decided you want to be, let them kids be what they want to be. Nigga, you not a carpenter. It's like, come on. Hey, I want to say something real quick. I'm sorry I keep flashing y'all. I was supposed to, this is one of my gym shirts. I was supposed to change shirts, but because of technical difficulties, I didn't have time to do it. So if you get a little titty, it was not intentional. It's because I have on a shirt that I'm actually wearing to the gym after the show. I'm so sorry.
Antoine's nickname is Nippolitis. Nicopotes.
I prefer Napoleon.
Okay. Bilal said, I think Crescent is upset. Facts. But Dion said, money can't be the end all. You owe it to your parents to make money as soon as possible, ? How about you be a kid for as long as you can? Like, all of it. Fact. Like, I can't.
You owe it to your parents to be happy, well-adjusted, and balanced. Being happy should be, it should be the most important thing that you're aspiring to, because there are a lot of people with a lot of money who are very unhappy.
Oh, that's although
it doesn't solve everything.
I will try that out though. I'm okay trying that out.
Money is a tool. Money is a tool that can help enhance happiness, of course, if you manage it properly. But yeah, a lot of people, you look at half the people who win the fucking lottery. Some of these people on Skid Row, they were millionaires at some point. So it's management, family.
I will handle
prostitutes.
Oh, okay. So last tweet, there was a woman.
Alcohol.
Not alcohol. Alcohol. There was a woman on Twitter. I love her handle is Grip Bayless, which is funny, but her real handle is at Tally Berry Baby. So she said she worked on Barry Sanders' campaign in 2016, and she was assigned as part of Killer Mike's body team. He was a campaign surrogate. She said he was very insufferable and mean to me because the food order was late. Until I said, everybody is hungry, Michael, not just you. Anyway, fuck him, he's rude.
So. Why'd have to be over food? That's the part.
Hey, I was thinking that too.
It's like, why? It was just the irony.
When Crescent said that, I was visualizing him in the back of a car on one of those Snickers commercials they used to have with
when they're like, "You're here, you need."
With Aretha Franklin and
like, I love those commercials.
He in the back seat.
That's her.
That's the young lady. Yeah, that's her. Yeah,
and she said about that picture, she said everybody in this picture was mad. So I don't know if some other people who are just not, you can't see them, but she's like, I just took it because I was just trying to keep the peace. But she was like, everybody was mad in this picture. Okay. I follow her. She's funny. All right. So we're going to move on to my favorite story of the week, which is, okay, wait, let me move because all right, moving on. I can at least do the banners. So John Oliver, I love him. Last week tonight, the show comes on Sunday nights. So he has offered to pay Clarence Thomas $1 million annually, as well as give him a $2 million tour bus if he resigns from the Supreme Court. I think it's a fucking great deal. So he made the proposal on Sunday night's episode, and he said Thomas has 30 days to accept or it will expire. He also said, and remember, like, he has failed to disclose lavish vacations, a real estate for his mom, tuition for a family member. He got someone else to finance a luxury motor coach, so clearly he likes those. He also should have been recusing himself from any 2020 election cases and January 6th because his wife, Jenny, was all up in both of all of that shit, okay? But to quote John, he said, there's a lot on your plate right now, from stripping away women's rights to hearing January 6 cases, and you deserve a break. You know, away from the meanness of Washington, so you can be surrounded by the regular folks whose lives you made demonstrably worse for decades. So yeah, I would love for Clarence Thomas to take him up on that. That'd just be awesome.
Well, it's not even, I think with the egregiousness of his, the impropriety here, Harlan Crow is a billionaire who promotes conservatism. So
yeah,
the fact that he bought your mother's house, he takes you out on yachts, you're getting all, I forget the affiliation, but a family member put a young man
like
through
a
school.
grandnephew or something. Somebody he took under as a ward or something.
And then you take the Jenny Thomas shit. It's a conflict of interest, and it's,
he literally, legitimately one of the most corrupt Supreme Court justices we have ever had. And Alito ain't too far behind him. Alito also they're both kind of little kooky. But yeah, no, they right up there on some really extra like wildness. I am curious because it's always interesting to me. I'm like, do y'all really not pay attention to headlines? Are y'all really not checking? Because I would love to see his face if he caught wind of this, right? Because this is also just such an asshole thing to say and do, right? Like, hey, homie, I got some money on it if you just resign, all right? Because clearly you want money, clearly, right? Like clearly money rules.
Somebody go tell him. Somebody is gonna tell him.
I would just, because it's just the right type of like just asshole dig that I'm just like, I can appreciate that. Thank you, John Oliver.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I gotta start watching him more. I used to watch him I think the first 3-4 years it was on, I never missed an episode. This investigative journalism as well. Like, it's amazing.
I got caught up. He did an episode on Chuck E. Cheese.
I watched that one.
That was so good. And he said, he's like, look, I'm telling you right now, I'm about to spend the next 25 minutes talking about Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, I am. And then he reminded me about Showbiz Palace. I was like, oh my God, my childhood. Like, that story's fascinating, y'all. Y'all should watch that episode. It's really good.
Wait a minute. Showbiz Palace?
Showbiz Place?
No,
Showbiz Place.
Showbiz Pizza.
You talking about with Fats, the Showbiz Pizza place?
Yes.
Yes. And look.
I forgot about that. That predated Chuck E. Cheese, right?
No. Chuck E. Cheese came first. And Chavez, you know what's funny? With us being from Chicago, we were familiar with Showbiz first. Kanye even mentions it in Gold Digger. He says, I got to take all our kids to Showbiz. So Showbiz was a staple. Chuck E. Cheese was regional at first. And then, we just ended up getting Chuck E. Cheese after Showbiz. It came out.
Okay. Because I'm like, Showbiz was on 95th Street over there by the Ventures.
It sure was. Man, I used to buy my Transformers from the Venture over there.
And
Zare, remember Zare?
Zare Adventures.
Zare Adventures.
There was a Zare. There was a Zare right down the street from that drive-in movie theater, right off of Western.
I used to
This
love
one, it's Showbiz Pizza Place. That's why I was like fucking it up. Yeah. That's the official name. So, and if you watch it, it came out as a like, so once Chuck E. Cheese started, then there was a bunch of copycats, but Showbiz was actually the one that like took ground, and then somebody bought somebody else, and it was a whole thing. It's worth watching, like to understand how all that.
Because Showbiz had a band.
Yeah, they both did.
Well, they copied it. Yeah, they copied that from Chuck E. Cheese. But electronic band.
I never remember Chuck E. Cheese's band.
But here's the thing: Showbiz Pizza's band was better than what Chuck E. Cheese had originally got going. So yeah, that band was like on fire, right? So then, like when Chuck E. Cheese got into some financial difficulty, then there was like a merger of Showbiz Pizza, like what they put together and what Chuck E. Cheese had. So that's how you ended up with the Chuck E. Cheese band that we all kind of knew later.
So look, I as an Uber driver, about a month ago, I picked up a young man and I had to drop him off at work. It was Lakewood. I had to drop him off at work in Lakewood. And
easy.
It was dropping him off at a Chuck E. Cheese. Mm-hmm. And so we got to talking, and I said, "Man, do we be going down to the Chuck E. Cheese?" He was like, "Man, like he's like the adults." He's like, it's like a 2-drink minimum. Like you can't, because the adults, they had to put a minimum, a maximum on the number of drinks, because the adults would get lit in there while the kids are playing. And he said, man, the last time, the month before, they had to call the police and escort somebody out because he had snuck alcohol in there. So it was this guy getting fucked up, giving other people alcohol. Then they started fighting and shit, and they fighting. The adults are fighting in the fucking Chuck E. Cheese. Right. Oh my God.
Antoine, you need to look at YouTube, because them fights are all up. That's the thing. And it's a guilty pleasure, brother. I've watched some of those Chuck E. Cheese fights. I'm embarrassed to say it, but nationwide,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Going down.
So John Oliver talks about that at the very top of the episode. He mentions the fight that he's jumping off in Chuck E. Cheese.
I forgot that part.
Yeah, no, he says exactly what you just identified. He's like, yeah, it goes down. Chuck E. Cheese.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's how me and the passenger got on that topic then. But yeah, that was enlightening.
So this next section, I just want y'all to be aware.
Wait! Stop! I need for them to be abundantly clear.
Okay.
And to put white in front of that Christian nationalism. Okay. I'm tired of seeing I need them to be very specific to what it is.
Well, I'll say this.
Because that's who it really is.
Well, the thing that gives you the indication that it's not Christianity and it's not just like you're a Christian is the nationalism part. That's what's telling you this is on some bullshit and to stay away from it. Okay, but I'm gonna throw it in there.
And they never do. They when I say when it's on the news, they never say that. It's always Christian nationalism. I never see us in those groups of people walking.
So you already know nationalism. That's telling you everything you need to know. But to your point, not everybody is paying as close of attention. So I agree. Like they should. But and I hate to be that person that's like, our mainstream media is failing us, because not a lot, but sometimes just a little bit. I'm just like, yo, what are y'all doing? Anyway, tangent. Moving on. So there is a bunch of conservative think tanks. So there's one dude named Russell is the head of one called Center for Renewing America. And they are working with Project 2025. So a couple things. Christian nationalists in America believe that the country was founded as a Christian nation and that Christian values should be prioritized throughout government and public life. I'm going to repeat that. Christian values should be prioritized throughout government and public life. Okay. Also, America should be recognized as a Christian nation where our rights and duties are understood to come from God, is what this Russell dude wrote 2 years ago. So Christian nationalists feel as though they are under assault and they have plans to take control. Okay. So, and they're, like I said, working with Project 25, which for Project 2025, their mandate for leadership is freedom is defined by God, not man. see all this works together, right? Right. So they also say they have policies that support, they say that policies that support LGBTQ plus rights, policies that subsidize single motherhood and penalize marriage should be repealed. Because subjective notions of gender identity threaten Americans' fundamental liberties. They also propose increasing surveillance of abortion. Remember, we talked about Oklahoma's abortion database. Okay. So they support increasing surveillance of abortion and maternal mortality reporting, which is high in America. They want the FDA to revoke approval of chemical abortion drugs, and they want to protect religious and moral objections for employers who don't want to cover birth control. So here is the list from Project 2025 of the plan for a second Trump presidency. So if y'all fuck around and let this Russian operative back into the White House,
we gonna find out.
List of things. They want to invoke an insurrection act on day one to kill any protest. Okay. They want to do mass layoffs of civil servants. They want to do mass deportations. They want to shoot migrants at the border. They want full immunity for police to kill at will. They want to bomb Mexico. They want to end birthright citizenship. They want to terminate the Constitution. They want to ban Muslims again from entering the country. They want to withdraw from NATO. They want to gut the Environmental Protection Agency. They want to punish hospitals that provide any transgender care. They want to dismantle the Department of Education. They want to implement a Florida-style patriotic education in our schools. And, of course, a national abortion ban. I'm going to repeat that. A national abortion ban. And honestly, at this point, in my opinion, I'm like, Trump is just a useful idiot at this point. Like, they're like, he is our figurehead and he's just ignorant enough and crazy enough and whatever enough to do all these things. He's like, that's what y'all want to do? Bet, I'm good. I just want to be president again. Right. I will stop there. Antoine, there's a couple more things, but I just want to pause.
I want to know how they feel about cuckolds. Y'all know what a cuckold is?
I'm not going to.
Go
ahead, elaborate.
It's a man who likes to watch his wife fuck other men. Do y'all know who Jerry Falwell is?
No. You know who Jerry Falwell is.
Jerry Falwell is the evangelical who helped Donald Trump win the presidency. That's when Donald Trump went and spoke to the evangelicals and pretended to be a Christian family man. Even though he got 3 baby mamas and he grabs women by the pussy, he's a Christian family man. But Jerry Falwell, during this time, he and his wife became infatuated with this pretty young white guy who was working at a hotel, and they basically hired him to be their pool boy, and the wife started fucking him, and Jerry would sit there and jerk off while the pool boy was fucking his wife. So, I mean, I guess that goes along with the values that we're speaking of. It just, the hypocrisy is just ridiculous. So the thing that scares me about evangelicals is that Donald Trump clearly doesn't stand for Christian values. They have compromised their Christian values to follow Donald Trump. And that's scary when you're compromising your religion for Donald Trump. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Because it's a war. It's a war, and he's the vessel. He is the vehicle to get them to win this war that they're waging against the rest of us. Also, it's Jerry Falwell Jr., right? Like, that's who
it is Junior. Wait. But look, it don't fall that far from the tree, though, because his father was blatantly racist. So both of them ain't shit.
Tony was the one who made, was like Junior. Look, he's like Junior ! But he said, he was like, it was a big stink. He eventually got kicked out of Liberty University, the school that his dad founded, over this. Lisa says, stop, Antoine, please. He can't. This is what we do. Welcome to the Madness Collective.
I can't help myself.
Also, Tony noted TMC After Dark has kicked off. TMC After Dark been going, so it is what it is on a Wednesday night. There was Sarah said, I think there's multiple definitions for cuckolds.
Okay.
Moving on. So right now there is a documentary out by Rob Reiner called God and Country, and he talks about the origin and the rise of Christian nationalism, white Christian nationalism.
Rob Reiner from All in the Family?
Yeah,
yes,
that Rob Reiner. Yeah.
Meathead, yes.
Yeah.
It scared me at first when I saw it, because I'm like, we lost another one, and then I saw he produced it, and it's an expose.
Yeah. He's been
super
doing a lot.
liberal.
Yeah, extremely. Yeah. And it's, again, to note, to your point, Antoine, though, talking about, like, you know, the religious aspect of it, he's like, it's a political movement. Christian nationalism is, right? It's not a religious movement. They try and couch it as that, but that's not what it is. The documentary includes footage from Paul Weyridge, who's the co-founder of the Heritage Foundation. And he said in a 1980 speech, "I don't want everybody to vote. Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now. As a matter of fact, our leverage in elections quite candidly goes up as the voting populace goes down." So again, while some of y'all out here talking about you not voting, that's exactly what the fuck they want you to do, not vote. So, okay, yeah, thank you. Also, just to keep in mind, the movement that is Christian nationalism, white Christian nationalism, was born out of their disgust for Brown v. Board of Education. So that's how long they've been like trying to figure some shit out, right? So remember, landmark case that desegregated schools. They've been pissed off since then. And then, oh my God, women got the right to vote. That was also a problem. Okay, so it is all bad from them because you niggas and you women is doing too much. All right.
Wasn't there something in there that was almost similar to the Mormons, where in order for them to continue to get money from the government or remain tax exempt, they had to start letting black people join the church? Like, yeah, it's just a history.
That's how the private schools got desegregated. Because remember when Brown happened, a bunch of like white people were like, okay, so what we're gonna do is put our kids in private schools, and those stayed segregated for like until like the 70s. So yes.
Oh yeah. They couldn't get, okay, yeah. That's exactly what it was.
So so just continuing in this vein, though, right, of like what the Christian nationalism is their agenda. So in West Virginia, they passed a bill to allow prosecution of librarians and teachers for obscenity. Okay, so they removed exceptions in the state code that allows libraries, schools, and museums to avoid prosecution for the display of obscene materials to minors. So what you basically have is a de facto book ban, right? Like that's what it is. Right? Because librarians are gonna be like, I don't want the smoke. I don't even want to have to be concerned about y'all about to come up here and fucking leave me away in handcuffs because I got a book about somebody who got two daddies. You know what I mean? Because that's what y'all gonna decide is like fucking obscene. So book ban. My mom's calling me. Hi, Mom. I'm gonna have to answer her later. So yeah, and the guy who's the author of this bill, he says, "I'm here to protect children. I'm here to protect our young people and make sure they are not put into a vulnerable position where they are presented with pure pornography in an effort to groom them and prepare them for potential sexual abuse or sexual assault." End quote. What's interesting is when a lot of the times when you see who's the pedophile, it's somebody in somebody's motherfucking church, like just one of these crazy ass white churches, or somebody's like, it's just the number of times elected officials who are white men who are actually out here grooming and pedophiling, like that's them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, there's no record of a drag queen bringing little kids to lunch and sexually assaulting them, but these churches are full of them. So yeah, I don't. The irony of it is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, is it deflection? I don't know what it is. I don't know why people don't hold clergy. It's wild. It's wild.
It really is. Okay, moving on. As a friend of Lisa, hi Lisa. But yeah, we were talking about this the other day, and I know a lot of people have mentioned it. Was just talking about how is it that Trump can run for the presidency, given all that, these charges and all the shit that's going on. The thing is, in our Constitution, you just need to be 35. You need to have lived in the States for, I think, 14 years, and you have to be a natural citizen. Is those kind of those three? That's it, though. That's it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
it.
But privilege allows for you, because if Trump's first name was let's just say Jacquees.
Darnell.
Or
Aquarius.
Jose, or he had an Asian first name, or if he had an Indian first name, there was no way he would have even became president the first time.
I mean, look, I was surprised Barack Hussein Obama made it in. Okay, like I was like, oh, your name taking you out.
I was shocked with that one too.
Yeah,
but privileges. Hey, listen, membership has its privileges.
Of course it does. Absolutely. Definitely. Now, but in terms of like, yes, exactly that, Chavez. And just to reiterate, the Constitution only lists 3 qualifications. Again, 35 years of age, natural born citizen, and you must have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. Because I do believe this. I don't think the founders foresaw this. They were like, these were moneyed, land owning white men. Right, we wasn't even a whole person in the Constitution.
Hey, I'm
okay, right. So like, they were like, "Ain't no way nobody, when this level of buffoonery and insanity is gonna get this close to the White House," because there should have been checks and balances to stop that. But our modern day GOP is on some dumb shit. So
can Kwame Kilpatrick be president? That's all I want to know. Can Kwame Kilpatrick become president?
Again,
if he cannot become president.
And how what I think is fascinating is that we didn't even have value when the Constitution was first drawn up. We needed an amendment. We needed an amendment added so that we could have some type of fucking value. And that value was only added so that white people could gain an advantage through representation in Congress. So we benefited in no way. Being considered 3/5. It was a political maneuver. We can't never fucking win. Can I get 3/5? Look, can we get 5 niggas together and then we get 1 vote? Can we do that? Right. Can we get 3 niggas? Do 3 niggas? If it's 3/5, can 3 niggas get together and have 1 vote? Can we have that? No.
So this is what I'm talking about, though. When black people in particular, out here talking about I'm not voting. Literally, people died for your black ass to vote. Literally. And again, you weren't even a whole human being, okay? When this country like popped off. Like you were not. So yes, dear.
With you saying that, I know y'all had to see this video, and I think it has to be like a sketch, but it's like an older black man, and they talking about how he was sitting at the diner, and he was like, so when he finally got a chance to eat the food, he was like, "This is what I risk my life for."
This is what y'all pour ketchup on my head to fucking sandwich. Unseasoned ass fucking burger.
Yo, I gotta send y'all that video. I mean, this brother seemed like he was an older brother. He was like, "This is what I risk my life for." And he said the food. Either he said the food was trash or the food was horrible. I was like,
I mean, look, it was some bigger factors at play, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't mind packing that, the chicken on the trip because I don't want to eat y'all fucking food. No way, you know what I mean? But like, whatever. So just to give this history for people, that's the reason why I mentioned it. So in 1920 election, Eugene V. Debs, he ran as a Socialist Party presidential candidate. He was in jail while he was running, and he polled nearly 1 million votes. He was behind bars in a federal penitentiary in Atlanta. He was serving a 10-year sentence for sedition, which got commuted after, like a year later, because it came up as a part of espionage acts and during World War I, and he was talking shit about the government, and the president was like, "You can't do that," so they implemented a sedition acts. But those
policies some of his policies wasn't bad. He was like, he was against sending young people to war and shit. Like, some of the policies, I was like, you wasn't so bad, No,
and he didn't believe in the Sedition Act, which is why he was like talking shit about the government. He was like, I should be able to do that. And
he even told them, he was like, I'm not gonna change. I will go to jail for the rest of my life. I'm gonna keep talking shit. Fuck y'all. I was like, I might have a new spirit animal.
Yeah, I mean, he was about it. He was standing 10 toes down.
He was about it. Yeah.
Standing on business.
That part.
Standing on business.
I love like this era's vocab. It's a lot of fun. It is. It's a lot of fun. All right, this is our last, and we clearly we're an hour and a half in because we started out a little shaky. But we've pulled it together since then. Although I really would have liked to have seen the comments here instead of over here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So Black excellence. So this day, Black History, February 19th, which was actually Monday night, but whatever, we still gonna talk about it. So the Tuskegee Airmen were initiated into the armed forces on February 19th in 1942. Every African-American pilot and 5 Haitians who served in the squadrons were trained at Tuskegee Institute. And the group earned the nickname Red Tail Angels because the bombers they escorted saw them as angels, and their planes' tails and propellers were painted red. By the end of World War II, 992 men had graduated from Tuskegee. They carried out more than 200 bomber escort missions. They damaged 409 German planes, 950 ground units, and sank a battleship. They earned more than 150 distinguished flying crosses, and they helped encourage eventual integration of the U.S. Armed Forces. In addition to some 1,000 pilots, the Tuskegee program trained nearly 14,000 navigators, bombardiers, instructors, aircraft and engine mechanics, trades, control tower operators, and other maintenance and support staff. So just want to highlight some Black excellence.
And congratulations for all your efforts. How about some untreated syphilis?
That's boom. There you go. There you go.
Antoine.
How about some untreated syphilis?
Yeah,
all your efforts.
Tuskegee experiment. My mom was from Tuskegee.
Oh wow.
Yep, my mom was from Tuskegee, born and raised. Still have family down there.
I was trying to have us in on a high. I try and because the politics be at the end, so I try and have a Black history uplifting moment.
There's nothing more uplifting than syphilis, though. Syphilis is up.
Antoine, what is this? What is this, Antoine?
I told you, look, Crescent, this is your fault because Danielle be sending us fucking. She sends us golden material that your ass be missing for some reason because you be booked and busy. So I told y'all, Danielle sent us a clip. There's a song called "These BBLs Killing Y'all," and I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna let y'all judge it. So here we go.
Oh God.
BBLs killing y'all. And the thighs don't match. Well. Turn to your neighbor and say, these BBLs.
Watch it one more time.
These BBLs killing y'all. And the thighs don't match. Well. Turn to your neighbor and say, these BBLs. These BBLs killing y'all.
I can't.
Yo,
and the thighs don't match.
I'm trying to make it stop. It don't want to stop.
Oh, Jesus.
The little run is what makes it funny, though. After this,
yes,
the little run.
Wow. Turn to your neighbor and say.
So, I did see the video. I saw that image, but I didn't hear the song. So whatever I clicked on, I didn't catch that part.
So it's a whole song. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube. It's got a whole verse to it. I listened to that song 40 times. I could not stop listening to it. And other people have posted other videos. If you go on Instagram and just look up the song, they post clips of women with ridiculous BBLs, and they play the clip from the song.
It's so unsafe and it looks so uncomfortable. Dion said Danielle is the MVP.
Danielle be sending gold, literal gold. I don't know where she be finding this shit.
Then he also said, turns to your neighbor. He wrote that out. But then Danielle said, it's a bop though.
It is a bop.
Jason said, through that little Isley Brothers get down on the bridge.
Yeah, it is Isley. And that well, that is Mr. Big.
Mm-hmm.
It is Mr. Big. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do want to when we move to the new platform, I do want to, because Wendy Williams did this. She stole Hot Topics from The View. So it's okay. Sometimes stuff is okay. I want us to still moment of Zen from Jon Stewart. So I want a clip like that to end every episode. So I'm gonna start working on that. We clearly ain't gonna be able to do it on this platform because I tried to load up. What happens is the platform we're using is cloud-based. So if I try and do too much, everything starts to, the frame rate drops, shit starts slowing down. So yeah, we can't use a cloud-based system because we trying to have our shit look like MSNBC. I have big dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you ain't gonna kill our dream, fat boy. Anyway. So I was gonna say something else. Oh, actually, Antoine, it's funny you say that because I'm planning on getting a Mac too. So yeah, we can work this out.
Yeah.
Shabazz, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. Coming up Friday, there's a dating topic. So hopefully some of y'all have seen this. That Who the Fuck Did I Marry viral TikTok that's like 50 parts long. We definitely talking about that on Friday. And then also these Republicans in cahoots with Russia. It's a whole thing. Like it's a real legitimate, these motherfuckers in Congress knew that this shit was coming from Russia and they were like, we don't care. So it's just, it's scary. So yeah, Friday. But yeah, Shabazz, thank you again. Thank you for rolling with us.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's good. It's all good.
Yeah, we always love, more Chi-Town in the house. It's always a great thing. So
never too much.
Midwest love.
Awesome. Okay, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for rolling with us.
I'm hitting the button right now.
Please do.